Hi, it's Photomama364 and I'm back with my second review of the Curse of the Gods series, Book 2, Persuasion. And I will say this one has started the book in a series well enough in the beginning that you could have read the first book months ago and then many of you will pick up this book and have that recap so that you know what was going on last time, or someone who decided to pick up this book before reading the first book. It does a very good job of bringing you in and catching you up or starting you off on the series. This one, the plot deepens. A few extra problems occur. The development of characters, where I was getting annoyed with the names, numbers, and their specific gifts of these 5 guys, these souls, has eased up a little. The numbers were barely used, and you start recalling which guy has which gift. They do a lot more of using their gifts, and some more secrets are revealed, and it's a more dramatic than the last book, but I think that's obviously due to the extra problems and the fact that the plot thickens. I would say that the main character, the first person character, her clumsiness lowers down a little bit, but at the same time, later on in the book, there kind of is a answer that reveals why maybe some of that is happening. More of the gods that are in this book came to light, and so there's a lot more of the utopian, otherworldly story going on. The other book I almost thought started kind of like the Hunger Games, almost, with different, they don't call them districts, but something like that, and this main place, and we'll just say the underdogs start trying to get up with the supreme ones in the story, and some unusual things start happening for the main character, and that's kind of where I say at the end of the book there's something that comes up that kind of explains somewhat of why she is the way she is, and the gods have more of a role, and the god of what they are helps you understand a little bit more. Again, I think the brothers, these 5 guys, their characters and their gifts are explained better and used more, and like I said, the first first speaker, the first character, she probably ends up developing, her character ends up developing the most. The extra problems are thrown in. They're relatable to the first book. It has, the series right now has a good flow going to it. It was easy to pick up the flow in the second book, and the third book is not ready yet, so I cannot read it, but I am eager to continue due to more of the thickening of the plot and the different things that are coming to light. So it makes you more curious and want to continue going and to finish the whole series. So rating wise, I would give this book probably a 4, because, and I would assume that in every one of my series that I read, I will probably have the first book will always be the lowest until you get through the plot a little bit more through the series. So I'm eager for the third book, and although the first book took a little bit to get used to, it's definitely worth reading the second book and to continue with the series, and you'll be glad you did if you do continue reading, and you won't be as confused, and so much more will be making sense. So I would still recommend this book, definitely more even than the first book. I like the flow, I like the characters. The beginning was so easy to slide right into. It's actually a very well written book as well. And the end, again, is not really cliffhanger, but leaves you wanting more. So I'm waiting for the third book, and once that one comes out, I will hopefully be able to get that one read right away so that I can give a recommendation as to whether to read that one or not, and a review. And this storyline again is more of a utopian, otherworldly, so not things that would happen in real life. It's not like an everyday book or an every life type of books. I'm not really into those kind of books, so I like these kind of fantasy type novels or stories more so. But that's just me, my preference. So again, this was the book Persuasion, Curse of the Gods, by Jane Washington, Jaymin Eve, and it was narrated by Vanessa Moyen. It was volume 2 of the Curse of the Gods, called Persuasion. So I recommend that one, and I recommend continuing to the third one once I get that book. So I will give you a review on that one once it finally comes out and once I get my hands on it. But I definitely think this second book opened up and explained and drew you in more to want to continue with the series. So the first book's confusion for me, other people may not be confused by it, but just kind of the start, I always have a hard time kind of getting into the books, but the second one was so easy. But I did like this book, definitely recommend it, and give it a higher rating than its first one. And I'm angry the third is not out. So I will report back and let you know once I finally get the third book. Continue reading, guys.